And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, Chosen Wisdom Football, channel for the football purists, a channel for the critical thinkers, for the people who like to think about things, for the Man United fans who like to think about things. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the show. It is, as usual, your latest Manchester United news and headlines and talking points all in one place, so you don't have to do the leg work for it. Big up the chat, big up the community, big up everybody who is logging in today. It is Friday evening, so as usual, get your drink, get your smoke, do whatever you need to do. I ain't gonna judge you today. And relax. Relax, guys. Today is an interesting news day. We have in store today, people, AMORIM's strategy regarding feedback. There's a lot of quotes now coming out about Ruben Amorim and what he does with regards to giving players feedback and his overall strategy. Hence why the title of this video is Not Your Daddy. Not your daddy. What is Ruben Amorim's management style like? So we're going to get into that today, guys. News that Ruben Amorim has also adjusted the training load, and that's one of the reasons apparently why we're not having as much injuries. Is that true? We're going to get into that as well. There's also rumors, news going out there that Thiago Motta was the alternative to Ruben Amorim. Do you believe that? And if you do, would you have taken Thiago Motta at Manchester United? That is the news. It is a talking point. People are talking about it, guys. We also have some Lenny Euro stats that are going out. Manchester United are pushing a good positive PR with regards to Lenny Euro. So we're going to have a look at Lenny Euro's stats. There's Cheeto. Cheeto is back in training with the first team, people. So Cheeto is now back training with the first team. And I think we can all say that it's to do with the fact that Sesko is injured. So that's also news. We have Napoli. Apparently Napoli are interested in Kobbie Mainoo. How much truth is behind that? Is Kobbie going? I told you, and we all knew that this Kobbie Mainoo story was never gonna go away. So we're gonna have to put up with this Kobbie stuff for the rest of the season. So brace yourself. Is Kone going on loan in January? There's also news about the potential for Kone to go on loan in January. There's also more information about Manchester United apparently doing the legwork for Baleba already, so it's easier to get him in the summer. We've heard that before. We've all heard that before, but it's resurfaced again because there's no other news to talk about. So the journalists are rehashing that news. So big up, people. We've seen, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the Ole Gunnar Solskjær quotes. He had a sit down with the likes of Gary Neville and Roy Keane. And if I'm being honest, guys, some of the things that were said, not by Ole, but some of the way that they asked him questions and the whole interview itself, it slightly triggered me. So we're going to talk about Ole's quotes on Anthony Martial specifically. And I'm going to touch on Martial a little bit as well, because personally, I think the rhetoric regarding Martial is very, very strange. So we're going to get into Ole's quotes with regards to Martial. And like I said, I can't tell you I'm not going to get triggered, and I can't tell you I'm not going to go on a rant, guys. I can't say these things because I can already feel it coming. So this might be one of those ranty shows, and I can't help myself. So big up the chat. I can already see my guy Turkish and TK, the two T's. T-Kids won Turkish in the building. So big up TK. Yeah, man, we are live. Van City equals Rain City. Heard a few times. You want the daddy. Felt great. TK, like, woo. And you are not the father. Like, woo. them like, woo. Man, I'm lucky. But anyway, pick up the chat. Big up the chat. Big up everywhere. Let's get straight into it, people. Let me know if you're interested in any of the topics that we're about to discuss. Feel free to weigh in. Feel free to ask a question. You know, do what you usually do. Big up everybody. Let's get into it. So this is the news. Laurie Whitwell, as you can imagine, this week is having a board week. So he's trying his best to push whatever narrative he's been told to push. So he said this: Ruben Amorim's strategy, regardless of what he thinks of the specific players, is to give feedback within group settings. Example being him telling Manuel Ugarte that his work rate isn't what it was while at Sporting took place in a group meeting. So essentially with everyone else around, right? He's going to tell you about yourself in front of the whole team, right? Essentially. On the training pitch, Amorim will get up close and personal with individual players, but bigger conversations will occur in group sessions. I find that very interesting because my perspective and my understanding, guys, is that he is therefore, when he's up and close, personal on the training pitch, he might, have one or two things to say about, your positioning or give you advice, whatever. But only when he gets into a group setting will he actually tell you what he thinks of you. Wait until you're in the group. And what is it about? Is that a good thing? When you go and have your one-to-one evaluation with your manager and your manager tells you what you're good at and what you're not good at or what you need to improve, does that need to happen in front of everybody? Is a question I'm asking you guys. Does it need to happen in front of everybody? Let's read on. Amorim does this to have a layer of detachment so players see that he is the manager and not some sort of fatherly figure. I find that very interesting how we've gone from the best managers that ever live are the ones that are your fatherly figures, are the ones that treat it more than just a manager, is the ones that want to do more. The Fergies that put his arm around you, the Ancelottis. These guys are considered the best. The Lou Van Gaals. These managers are all man management managers. We all talk about how important man management is and putting your arm around a player and a player feeling like it's a sport. It's not me in the office clicking away on a keyboard. This is physical sport. So I'm very, very intrigued by this approach. He goes on to say, let's read on, guys. He doesn't do social events with the players and looks to have separation from the players to emphasize his position as the manager. Very, very interesting. Amorim, though, and this is where it gets even more interesting, people. Amorim is close to Bruno Fernandes and has one-on-ones with him as he is seen as the lieutenant to the manager. Fernandes goes to Amorim just as much as Ruben goes to him. I don't know if Man United want this or think this is positive. Because when I read this and how my brain is absorbing this is some of the complaints. Some of the complaints we had against Ten Hag, guys, is that Ten Hag is not a man manager. He's a bit robotic. He's a bit too autistic. Let's be honest. And I'm autistic. So that was one of the complaints. We understand how important it is to be a good man manager and to be a father figure to these 18-year-old, to these 19-year-olds, to these 20-year-olds that need that. How important would it have been for Mason Greenwood to not just have a manager, but to have somebody like Fergie around, a father figure? Would Mason Greenwood, do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, guys. how positive, how good this is. What's TK saying to me? TK says scolding your employee in a group setting is as bad as group interview where every candidate is in one room. Very dirty on the management side. Peer criticism works better. Yeah, TK. TK speaking facts in the chat. Bruno equals Lieutenant Dallo, the Godfather. Everyone else matters not. Bro, I find this very interesting. I'm like, when I read this, I'm like, is this where we are when it comes to football? Is that where we are when it comes to football? I understand the division of labor and the dissection in terms of now managers are called head coaches and you have the director of football that's taken away some of the responsibilities from the manager, so your role's kind of changing and all these things. But your job, your only job as a coach is to get these players to play to their best, to play to their potential. You need to manage them. You need to figure out what makes Ugarte tick, what makes every single person is different, right? I keep telling people the psychological or the psychology department of football clubs are becoming the most important departments. Every individual is different. Fergie knew this 25 years ago. We always speak about this. Fergie treated Cantona different to how he treated Rooney, to how he treated Nani. Every player is different. Every single one of us is motivated in a different way. We find that what that is, we plug into it, and we get the most out of our players. We are reading right now one of the reasons why this is not working. He has chosen, maybe because he's young. I'm thinking because he's young and he doesn't want the players to be like, he's my friend, he's my friend. You know, when you're young and you're a young manager and you want to come in, you don't want to be like, hey guys, I'm your friend. You want to separate things, you want to have authority and all these things. But at the same time, the players want to relate to you. The players want to connect with you, Ruben. So once again, guys, I don't know if you read this, how it's registering to your brain. Let me know how it's registering. Let me know what your interpretation of this is. But for me, personally, I don't think this sounds good. That's all I'm saying. Ivan says Amorim, Dallo, and Bruno, the Holy Trinity. Big up Ivan in the chat. Osman, what's Ozzy? Big up Oz. We sent us. How you doing, man? My brother Oz. Amorim is close in age to many of these guys. I said it before Oz even. Needing to separate himself and have distance is valid. All right. I hear you, Oz. He challenges players in group because having quiet one-on-ones come like an older brother or shop steward. So, Oz, I try to kind of see the other's perspective. Hence why I started saying, do you know what? If you come into a group and you're kind of 35, 34, and the other guys are 31, you don't want these guys to disrespect you and start seeing you as a little brother. So you need to instill that discipline and say, I'm the boss. But I don't know if this is necessary. There's different ways you can listen. Put it this way: Ole Gunnar Solskjær, right, was loved by the players and he was respected in a different way. One, he's a legend, and two, they ran for him and they played for him because of his man management style, because he did the opposite of what Ruben Amorim is doing. That's what Ole was doing. So you can get different things out of different players, and you just need to find the way to motivate a player, find a way to get the best out of the player, and having a blanket approach, I don't think is a good thing personally. But I like Osman. I like Osman's perspective because we need to understand different perspectives, guys. I'm glad Amorim isn't Turkish, says Ivan. Then he would be having one-on-ones with Bayern there about how to save United. Ivan, you fool. Big up Ivan in the chat, man. Ivan's the guy. Yeah, guys. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Should we move on, people? Should we move on to something else? All right, so this is coming in all the way from Samuel Luckhurst. And it's about, I guess, loading, right? Training, injuries. And he goes, this is a tweet. One of the criticisms of former manager Erik ten Hag from several United players was that his training sessions were too intense and contributed to their infamous injury toll. Okay. Ruben Amorim has adjusted United's training patterns so that their daily sessions become less intense as they approach match day, ensuring the players are as fresh as possible for their fixture. I don't see that as anything special, really. I mean, if you're approaching match day, people, you're not going to have a very intense session. If your match is on Saturday, you're not going to be lifting 3 plates on your chest and running 10 miles on Friday. So I don't know if that's... Anyway, let's read on, people. Let's read on before we formulate our opinions. Excluding Lisandro Martinez, who has been sidelined since February, United players have missed only a combined 10 games this season through injury. Okay, this is where I'm going to be like, this sounds good. And I don't have the data to validate or verify this at all, but we'll take this as given for now. It's a good thing. One thing that is clear to me, and you guys have said it, I've said it, Luke Shaw's, Mason Mounts, these broken humans, they're not getting us injured this season. However, I will also say this. We are playing one game a week. We are playing one game a week. So, you know about correlation and causation. Yeah. Correlation and causation. That's what we need to be thinking about. Is it more important that we play one game a week, and that's one of the reasons why we're not injured all the time? Is that a more important factor to consider? I don't know. I'm just asking, guys. But let me know what you think about that. It's worse than he's doing this and telling media he's emotionally unstable, hate them, love them, in relationship. Ivan says, I feel like you need some connection with the players, though, to make them die for you on the pitch. Ivan, that's what I'm saying, Ivan. I don't know, man. Maybe this is the way. Like I said, the managers that I see players dying for, the Ancelottis, the Fergies, a lot of the players, a lot of the managers I see players dying for are managers that put their arm around their players. So I don't know. I don't know. I get it, us maniac, but we can also... No, I was maniac. No. Well done. Well done, TK. Never cease to amaze me, bro. Osmaniac. Who reminds me of Anomaniacs. Animaniacs. Pinky and the Brainy something something do do do. I remember that show as a little kid. Anyway, back to football. TK Luke Shaw be lifting 3 plates. Literally 3 plates. One with burgers, one with chips, and one with hot dogs. But yeah, 3 plates of food. Ten Hag was buzzing. Eddie, bro. Ten Hag was making us run. I remember, was it Ten Hag? Eddie. Remember the story that when Ten Hag said he ran with the players? When Ten Hag ran with the players, bro. I'm like, bro, I ain't running with my players. Are you mad? Go run 5 miles. And by the way, I'm gonna run with you. No, bro. Come on. I'm not running with my damn players, bro. TK says, still baffled how Mainu is injured. What is a body made of? Bubbles. Also, I guess to prove this point of this story about injuries, we're also not seeing a lot of people get injured training. You know, every now and again you hear someone got injured, like Mason Mount got injured, and you're like, what's Mason? We didn't play a game, but he got injured training, right? I don't know how many times we're hearing players are injured through training, which is a good thing. So I don't know. We can move on. We can move on. What's next? Thiago Motta, people. Thiago Motta. Now, this is from Andy Mitten, and this might not even matter. In a grand scheme of things, we don't have Thiago Motta, and it might not even matter if we considered him. Why does it matter? Because we have Amrim now. So thinking about who we could have got this and all that, I'm like, Mm, is it relevant? But it is a story, so we must mention it. I will mention it to you guys so we can move on. When Manchester United were sounding out who would be the next manager and coach, two names stood out: Ruben Amorim and Thiago Motta, both of which were not on United's previous six-man shortlist in the summer. Stop. That's very interesting there because what? So Ruben Amorim and Thiago Motta stood out, but they weren't on the shortlist because they're gonna try and recreate history, right? Because we understand that De Zerbi and the England coach right now, what's his name, Tuchel, were two of the managers that we spoke to, yeah, before Amrim, factually, yeah. Remember, Ten Hag was leaving, and we went to speak to Tuchel, and we went to speak to De Zerbi, and they both said, "Nah, we're not on it." Yeah. Now we're meant to believe that Thiago Motta was on the shortlist or one of the main names. Um, so yeah, I'll read the story to you guys. I will read it, and then you let me know what go on, what Bomber Clark go on. Yeah, Jason Wilcox was of the opinion that Amorim is fantastic. Ruben Amorim, in a 5-hour meeting in Seville, laid out his football philosophy to the United hierarchy that day, which included Sir Jim Radcliffe and Sir David Brailsford, and this was after previous meeting in Barcelona and London. During the meeting, Amorim repeatedly asked why now, and United felt there was going to be mistakes, so they wanted to get them out of the way during the season. After the Seville meeting, another took place in Lisbon, where Amorim accepted the job after some hesitation and once pressure was applied. All right, people. What does this mean? Why is this story out right now? Who's told Andy Mitten to report on this? Why is this being reported right now? What's the purpose of this story? What's the purpose of this narrative? Now we're being told that Jason Wilcox was always back in Amram. He wanted Amram. That's not what we were told a year and a half ago. It wasn't. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Let me be honest about this. I don't think I care that much. I don't actually think I care that much about this. So if it's alright with you guys, I think we can move on. I don't mind. No, I don't mind speaking about speaking on Lenny Euro propaganda, guys. You know me, positive prop with players like Lenny. I can speak positive all day. I already said Lenny. If Lenny keeps going, Lenny keeps improving. He is Manchester United centre back for the next 10 years. There is parts of his game now that we've seen that he has holes in, that he can improve. But this man is 19, 20 years old. Yeah. I always got to say this to people because I don't think people understand that 18-year-old defenders are not supposed to come to the Premier League and do what he's doing. I want you guys to really, really understand what this guy. How many 18-year-old defenders? Because he's 19, 20 now, and he came when he was 18. Hey, come to the big club like Manchester United and he's doing what he's doing. Yes, we spent £60 million on him, so you can argue that's what we expect. Let's not. He was touted one of the best young defenders in the world when we got him. But he is good, man. He is good. He needs to improve his aggression. He's more Rolls Royce. He's more Rio Ferdinand than Vidic, which in this day and age in the Premier League, I think, in the way that Ten Hag, Amorim plays, he wants more aggression from Lenny. But on the ball, silky, quick, cover the ground, reads the game well. In the air, he needs to be more aggressive and he needs to be more dominant. He's not perfect, but my gosh, guys, he's such a good footballer. Anyway, the propaganda is there, guys. Only Matthias de Ligt has made more clearances and interceptions than Lenny Euro for United in the Premier League this season. And when you think about it, de Ligt has played every single game, almost 90 minutes every single game. Lenny Euro has not done that, and yet he's got these stats. So whenever there's positive propaganda, and it's warranted like this, good. Good. We are lucky to have Lenny Euro. We are lucky to have him. And as long as Madrid don't come knocking in the next 5-6 years, I think we will be good. Personally. What you guys saying? Ten Hag was bussing. Eddie says, why every international break we getting linked to random players that we never end up buying in the end? Eddie, that's it, bro. It's Man United news, slow news days. They need the clicks, they need the views, they need interactions, they need these things to get paid, bro. So they need to keep drip feeding us some stuff. It's annoying. I keep saying, Eddie and the rest of you guys, it's frustrating for me to keep hearing transfer news during the season, especially when the window just closed. It's almost insulting. We could have got this and we're going to get this in January. Like, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that crap right now. You know when you've been sitting somewhere for like 10 hours waiting for something and the thing doesn't come. And then when you leave, wait, it's coming now. No. I've been sitting there all fucking day and you ain't come yet. And now I'm leaving, you want to, no, don't take the piss. So that's how sometimes I feel, yeah, when I report to you guys things like Baleba news and all these things. I'm like, I will report it to you. But in my mind, I'm like, it, big up Eddie. I wanted De Zerbi. I'm not gonna lie, Eddie. I wanted De Zerbi. I'm now in a place where I haven't seen Man United play great football. The last time I saw Man United play really good football was under Ole Gunnar Solskjær when he first came and he told Paul Pogba and Martial, he told them, go and play. He unlocked them. And Paul Pogba and Martial, that season, that both of them single-handedly got Ole the job. I remember Paul Pogba got 15 goals and assists from DM position that season. Yeah. And Martial, and their link-up play on that left-hand side was crazy. They single-handedly got Ole his job, those two, in that season. And then Ole rewarded Martial by playing Martial down the middle, and Martial played. That season, Martial played with Mason Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. Those three, that season for Ole, oh, that's when I was thinking, yes, we are back. When Greenwood was slapping the ball in with his left foot, right foot, Martial dropping in and setting both of them up and linking up with Rashford, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. We are back. Literally. So I wanted De Zerbi because the last time I saw good football, free-flowing Manchester United football, even though Ollie messed up and towards the end, he should have got, but that first 12 months under Ollie was some of the best football that we played for a while. Until it got sour, until Ollie, it got bad in the end. So I wanted De Zerbi because I believe De Zerbi plays attractive football, and I just want to see good football now, guys. I want to see Man United play free-flowing, attacking football. That's why AMORIM coming in Man United with his 5 at the back, wing-back system, defensive, playing Dallo and playing all these defensive players, playing 3 at the back and then 2 in a double pivot, and then it's so anti-Manchester United. In my mind, it's unreal. It's unreal. So I'm with you, Eddie. I wanted De Zerbi. Sausage says 3 plates of pork products. That's for Luke Shaw. Eddie says he would have been better and would have played better football. That's De Zerbi. Big up Sausage, bro. My guy Sausage. I'm never going to get used to calling man Sausage, though. But big up Sausage Express in the chat. Oz says De Zerbi, AMORIM, and Tuchel are all such different managers too. What was the strategy there? Oz comes with sense. Oz, you're asking the right questions. They're all different managers with different perspectives of football. So what is the problem I have is, because Osman's now said something very interesting, people. We are now, our philosophy, the club's philosophy is now determined by the manager. I really wish that the club, Jason Wilcox and whoever, were so good at football, so knowledgeable at football, that they decided what our philosophy was. And they told the manager, this is how we're going to play. At the moment, what's happened is that they've listened to this manager's philosophy, tactics and whatever, absorbed it like we are, in a way, and been like, cool, that's how we're going to play going forward. I don't know. I don't know. Eddie said this is a non-pork zone. No. Pork is every meat is welcome. Pork, sheep, cow, dragon, elephant. No, forget elephants, man. I like elephants. Elephants are some. Nah, but if you're hungry, you're hungry, bro. Like eat the animals. Say yes to a bacon torpedo. Halal sausage. You guys are crazy. Turkey bacon torpedo sound no sound better to me. CR7 messed everything up and lost Ollie his job, says Eddie in the chat. Big up AP7. Big up my guy AP Sizzle. Big up Wizdom. Yeah, man. How you doing, AP, man? Big up yourself, man, on this Friday, bro. Everyone enjoy yourselves, man. Having Cavani, Rash, Martial, and Greenman was enough, bro. I remember that season, bro. No one can think about the Martial thing. Yeah, we're gonna get onto Martial anyway. But the rewriting of the history when it comes to Martial is pisses me off. It's like, you know, when someone's career ended badly because of injuries, not because he wasn't good enough, and they've mixed the two together. But we're gonna get into this Martial thing later on. Let's move on quickly, guys. I know time. 7:47. Let's bang out the news. Let's go to Cheeto. You guys been asking me about Cheeto. What's going on with Cheeto, Chosen? What's going on with Cheeto? Me don't know. What I got on with Cheeto. So, ask me too much. Anyway, so Cheeto is back, people. Cheeto is back. Cheeto Obi was invited to train with Manchester United's first team this week. While it's normal for academy players to be called up during international breaks, Obi was particularly happy to be back involved. As we know, Benjamin Sesko is injured, so we're not going to get too excited. If you are a Cheeto Obi fan, let's keep everything in your pants. Wow, I don't know why I went there. But yeah, I don't think it means anything. It's just numbers, guys. We can't have Xerxes as the only recognized forward, even though I reckon this manager is going to try to keep playing Kone there and Kone playing up front. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm not the greatest fan of Kone playing up front anymore. I think I've seen it enough to be like, yeah, we can do it if we don't have a striker, but if we got a striker, let's not do it. That's what I'm going to say. But I've said my piece when it comes to Cheeto. I hope he is a success, as I hope all these people are a success. I don't know him personally. I got no beef with him. He's tall. He doesn't look 18. Like I say, he looks like he's 22, 23. He looks like he's a man. But when he plays with the men, that's when you realize that he's still a boy. Like I keep saying, he's one of those players where he's too big, maybe too good for the under 18s or under 21s, but he's not ready for the men's football. He's kind of like in between. He ain't transitioned. He ain't transitioned yet. He reminds me of someone like Lukaku. Lukaku got that call up because they saw Lukaku at age 12, yeah, and at age 12 he was bigger than all the 18-year-olds. That's Lukaku. Some people get a fast track in football because of their superior athletic ability, yeah, and that's what football is heading to now. Just a bunch of 11 athletes with no special. How many specialists in football do you see? You don't see specialist DMs anymore. You don't see specialist 10s anymore. You don't get that. You get the jack of all trades footballer that can do a lot of things, that is a supreme athlete. That's what we're seeing right now in football. It is. So I don't know how good Cheeto will become. I really don't. I always say alone in the championship will do him well. Play him somewhere that he'll get kicked. Play him somewhere where people will elbow him, so he will toughen up. Play him somewhere really rough. Play him somewhere, and then we'll see. So that's Cheeto, guys. Cheeto is back training. TK says the most likely to leave our club, loan or permanent, this January. Menu, Xerxes, Ugarte or Kone. Yeah, that's an interesting question to answer, guys. I want to know what you guys. Shivam's big up. Shivam's came with. Please remove all these players. Big up Shivam in the chat as always. Bruno also looked like crap for Portugal, says TK. Did he play for Portugal recently? I thought he was on the bench. All right. I said, nah, he still looked like crap. Bro wasn't even playing. He still... You guys are crazy, bro. Man, so he wasn't even playing. He still looked like crap. Um, Osman says, wait, Chido Obi is not even always with the first team. Damn, homie. Damn, homie. Oz, that's why Oz, as much as I want him to succeed, I'm not forcing the Chido Obi thing. If he succeeds, he succeeds. But yeah, he's not training regularly with the first team. He comes back and forth. So think of it what you like. AP, when I was his age, I looked about 8 years old. Ha! Yo, you man are funny. Hey, the chat is chatting, so the chat is buzzing. All right, people, what are we saying about Manu? I know this is a topic here that we will have to keep revisiting all the time, so I'm not going to spend too long on it. I think you guys know my stance on Manu. He is a really, really talented footballer. He's still young. He's still somebody we can mold. Still someone we can mold into a DM, maybe. We can still mold him. I keep saying things like, no, Scholes started off as a striker, then Scholes moved into centre midfield, and Scholes went as a number 10. Remember, Scholes played behind Ruud van Nistelrooy for a whole season as a 10 behind Ruud, and Scholes ended his career as a deep line playmaker. So I think like when it comes to players like him who are talented, let's not throw him to the wolves if you don't have to. And I know we have a system that the manager plays, but the manager himself says he might go to a 4-3-3 every now and again, apparently. And if you do that, wouldn't someone like KOBBIE in your squad, wouldn't it be beneficial? I don't know. But here we go. This is what it says anyway. Apparently, and I don't fully believe this, but we'll read the story and then we move on. Kobbie Mainoo is not interested in leaving Manchester United permanently. Well, yeah, I think we all understand that. I think we've all been told that for the last month. Cool. However, he is keen on a loan move in January. Once again, I think we all established that Kobbie wants to go out on loan. I think it's now known. It's a fact he wants to go out on loan. He wants to play football. World Cup year is next year. He wants to play. He wants to play. Um, and with Napoli and Bayern Munich as a list of potential clubs that could get him. Um, I guess this goes back or falls back into the question that TK asked in the chat, really, and the poll: who is more likely to leave in January on loan? Because we're now being told that Xerxes isn't going anywhere because of the injury to Sesko. Do you guys think Kobbie could go out on loan in January? TK said Obi should play before Xerxes. Shibam says what I feel regarding the academy talent is if you are that good, you find a place in the team. So no fuss, and I'm not concerned. Shivam, I think that's probably where I'm at the moment. I'm not a believer that because it's Man United, we need to put an academy player in our squad every year and all of these things just to tick a box. I'm like some of these academy players that we've had, some of them have been really good. Like we've had players like I don't know Angel Gomez that we've let go, and yes, he's small, but he's very good. And we've had players that are not that good that we've kept. So I'm with you. If the player is good enough, we will see him, and that's it. And if he's not, we won't see him. And I'm not going to cry about it because a lot of these academy players will still end up having a good footballing career, and that's the point, right? The point isn't always just to play for Manchester United. 99% of them will never play for Manchester United. Every year we have about 30 academy graduates, and maybe one of them get into the team. So 99% of players that graduate from Man United's academy would not play for Manchester United. It's just how it is. So um Kone. Kone is another one, apparently. Um yeah. Kone is somebody that apparently the club are looking to potentially loan out. I don't think he's going anywhere. After that injury that almost broke his whole face and messed up his eye, to then say, do you know what, we're looking for teams to take him out on loan. I don't think Kone is going out on loan personally, but apparently he could go out on loan. So let me know what you think about them, about that. Shivam sold everybody. Shivam's Shivam extreme. Shivam will sell everyone. TK said, Shivam says, I wouldn't mind it. Help us bring the first team, but seeing Glinios at the top of my saying, all can we bring T Lady? I hate you. She's changing too many players at once. Yeah, that's a problem, TK. This whole revolution, this whole changing all of these players all at once, I don't know how helpful that is in terms of deharmonization and cohesion. I think cohesion is so important. It's one of the most important, the understanding of each other in order to play football. We got to start all over again with new players if we change a whole 11. Shivam, there's a new stat in town. If we consider only first half this season, we will be the first. And if we consider only second half, we are 18th. It's clear that our subs are weak and subpar. That's true, Shivam. That could be. But I did do a video on that. Please check out my latest tactical analysis video, as I always like to promote it. I talk specifically about that. I think that the subs are definitely a factor in our bad second half performances. But I think there are other variables and other factors at play as well. Osman says, KOBBIE loan market is hot because he's not yet on crazy wages that will lock him out of most European clubs. He's due a big bag at his next deal, but currently Napoli, Bayern, etc. could easily eat his wages. Yeah. That's the thing. Like KOBBIE, there's so many places KOBBIE could go and play and succeed. And he'll go, I mean, Rashford's doing fine right now at Barcelona. Like most of the players that have left Man United are doing absolutely fine. I think even Sancho's getting games. I mean, Villa won like 4 or 5 games in a row or something. So even Sancho's doing okay. Despite what the people who hate Sancho and about he's doing crap. No, he's doing decent. So most of the players, that have left Man United, as they always do, are doing decently well. So KOBBIE will leave Man United on loan, let's say, to like a Bayern or whatever, and he will be fine. He's a good footballer. The question is, if he's doing fine and he comes back, are you guys going to demand that he plays, or are you guys going to allow the manager to manipulate you into believing that he can't play? I don't know. McTominay is advocating for Manu to be brought to Napoli, and why shouldn't he? I would be doing that if I'm at Scott McTominay and I left Man United and I played for Napoli and I'm banging in goals and I'm winning championships. I'm like, come on, Manu, come over. Why wouldn't he? Yeah, why not? Baleba, we stopped being believers in the summer because it didn't happen. Are you guys still believers? Are you still believers? Man United have done all the legwork for Baleba deal. The player is on board. A move in the summer is a real possibility. Ben Jacobs. And one more time, Man United have strategically positioned themselves as the preferred destination for Carlos Baleba and hold a significant advantage because the midfielder is keen on the move. Baleba is in a similar mindset to players like Kone and Mbeumo, having his heart set on the move to Old Trafford rather than insisting on immediate Champions League football like Liam Delap, for example. United is not concerned about Baleba's current dip in form compared to last season. That's it, guys. I do not want to talk more about this at all. If you guys want to have conversations about this in the chat, fine. I will join in and I will continue talking about it. But I think we have spoken about Baleba on this channel. Look, can we say we've spoken about him a lot, right? And I feel like we understand this stuff. I feel like we've spoken about the fact that we sowed a seed, waiting for it to grow, and it's growing. The roots in that seed are growing, and Baleba is effing up at Brighton. He's not playing that great, so it's working. So we will see, guys. We will see about Baleba. That's all I'm going to say about Baleba, if I'm being honest. All right. What is this? This is Solskjær. We're gonna end with Solskjær and Martial. Martial, yeah. If you guys know me and know the kind of footballers I like. I like ballers. Of course, we all remember Martial, his debut against Liverpool, and how he started. Was he 18, 19 years old? Scored a great goal. Spent, let's say, I would say they spent 3 or 4 seasons on the left-hand side, left wing for Lou Van Gaal, for Mourinho, for Oli at the start. So almost 6 seasons maybe on the left. Had really good games, won the Europa League, won the FA Cup, won the Carling Cup, won all these trophies on the left-hand side. Interchange with Rashford. I also remember when we bought Alexis Sanchez. Martial was having a good season. He was having a really good season, and we bought Alexis Sanchez, and we told Martial to sit on the bench. And Sanchez wasn't even playing that well when he bought him. And I know Martial was a bit pissed off because I think we gave Sanchez his number as well, or something along them lines. Then Sanchez left. Martial was still here. Then I remember when Oli came, he started getting more and more injuries. But Oli came and he moved him into the middle. He became our main striker. Started picking up a bit more and more injuries. Lost a bit of pace as well, Martial. But I remember this season, like I said, when Oli came, before Oli moved him into the middle, actually, when he was still on the left, Oli's first season, when Oli first came, I told you already at the start of the show, when him and Pogba, what they did, they basically gave Oli his job. I remember that season, actually. Paul Pogba played DM, and he got 15 goals and assists, bro. Like Makalele, there's no DM in the world, yeah, that's doing that. Not Makalele, not even Casemiro. Yeah, I remember that season. Martial and Pogba were just doing the maddest, and Rashford. And then the season after that, I think we promoted Greenwood, and we did a Greenwood Martial Rashford thing. Oh, amazing. Then we bought Sancho, I think, the year after that. Tried to bled him in. So Martial, for me, his main issue, right, was the last 3 years of his career here at Manchester United. The last 3 years, he was basically a glass man, a walking broken human being. Martial was injured almost constantly for about the last 3 years, to the point we didn't see him. And the issue with Martial is that we understood how good he was. And in pre-season, he would be like absolutely amazing. But then when the season started, he'd be injured. And we'll be like, oh my gosh, we can't rely on Martial. But my issue is this. Him being always injured, yeah, does not mean he is crap. That's two different things, bro. What's happened in the fan base? And I want us to focus on this, because this is the reason why the likes of Andy Cole and Dwight York are disrespected, and Sheringham and Solskjær are seen as Jesus. Even though Dwight York and Andy Cole did much more for Manchester United than Solskjær and Sheringham. Yeah, this is for the reason. There is I don't understand where it's from. If man is always injured, yeah, always injured, I beg, yeah, don't get that confused, yeah, with the fact with him being rubbish. That's something different. Martial was never rubbish. He was always okay. He didn't play good all the time, but does Bruno play well all the time? Does Ahmad play well? Does Cunha or Mbumo? The issue is that some players can have bad games, and when another player has a bad game, they are bad players. The rhetoric around Anthony Martial's career at Manchester United is very, very interesting, depending on who you speak to. Some people just hate him, absolutely hate him for whatever reason, and want to rub him out. Some people absolutely adore him and think he's one of the. I think he's one of the best attacking signings we've made in the last 20 years. But that's just me, and that's my opinion. And I know a lot of you guys will disagree. I know that, but that's my opinion, and I want you to have your opinion. But I just feel like them inviting Ole Gunnar Solskjær onto their show because they want Ole to say bad things about the players. They want him to say, give them juicy gossip, juicy things. They wanted to say things like, "Oh, Martial was this," and they that's what they wanted. And Ole didn't bite the bullet. Ole didn't bite the bullet. Ole said, "I love Martial. I love Sancho. I love these players. They're very good players. They played well for me. Martial played well for Ollie. Martial ran his socks off for Ollie. You need to understand that Paul Pogba and Martial's main injuries, look at that, main injuries came during the Ollie years. And the reason why the main injuries came during the Ollie years is because Ollie played Pogba and Martial injured all the time. The reason why he played them injured is because they were his most important players. He couldn't play without them. Do you not understand that? So you have two players that you absolutely rely on, Martial and Pogba. You cannot play without them. They're injured. You say to Paul Pogba, you say to Martial, can you play? They say, I've got a little thing on my ankle. But yeah, Ollie plays them, then he plays them. Their bodies get broken down because they give everything for the club, including their bodies, right? And then Man United fans get angry when they're injured. The reason why they are injured is because they have given their bodies to the football club. Think about that. Please critically think, people. So why are you mad? Yeah, you know what? You can be frustrated that someone's always injured. Like, I'm frustrated with Mason Mount being always injured. But I don't think Mason Mount is crap because he's always injured. I don't get the two mixed up. I get he's always injured, but he's not actually rubbish. Same with Martial. Martial's always injured. Always injured. Always. Last 3 years, he was always injured. But he's not rubbish. He never was rubbish. So that's my rant. That's my rant when it comes to Martial. I think he's won trophies. Like I said, he's won about 5-6 trophies here. He's been successful here. How can you say to Martial after winning the Europa League, the FA Cup, the Cup? He's won every trophy except for the Champions League and the Premier League. And he finished top 4 with Man United on 4 different occasions. Louis van Gaal, Ollie finished second, Ten Hag finished second, and I think Ten Hag finished third, and I think Mourinho finished second, right? Our most successful period of the last 13 years came when Pogba and Martial were playing football. Now that the likes of Bruno and all these guys are playing, we're finishing 15th. But I bet you, a Man United fan, 99% of Manchester United fans will say that Bruno Fernandes, who's been here for 5 years, has had a better career at Manchester United than Martial. I think most of you would say that, right? Most of you would say that. He has. I'm probably one of the ones who sit here and disagree. I will say that every single final that Bruno Fernandes has played as our captain, he's lost. He's lost. 2 Europa League finals, he's lost. I won't say every final because we won the FA Cup but Europa League finals, he lost them both. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is to finish off my little rant, because clearly I like Martial, right? Is that heavily disrespected. A player that didn't fully meet his potential, in my opinion, as well. So I will concede with regards to that, but his body, his injuries is the reason why, and nothing else. So that's all I'm gonna say. Big up everybody for listening to my little rant on Martial. Big thing will Carlos Baleba will be that fee. No more than £45 million for Carlos Baleba. I agree, but I still feel like Carlos Baleba will be like 60, 70 now. I hope, actually. Because knowing Brighton, they'll probably still say 100 million. I will not allow players to wear gloves on the pitch. Your hands are too cold. Don't play football. Go play darts. Says TK with regards to Anthony Martial. I hear that though. But some of the coldest ballers wear gloves, bro. I know. I remember, what's his name? Thierry Henry wore gloves all the time. And Thierry Henry is cold. I think Kaka used to wear gloves as well. So a few of the coldest ballers I know wore gloves. But yeah. So yeah, that's just my little thing on Anthony Martial. Also, just to finish off, Ole Gunnar Solskjær's interview with the Man United lads. And also the fact that all Gary Neville and all these guys want to do, and this is why I don't like the ex-players, bro. The ex-players are one of the reasons why we're in this situation as a football club. They're not the main reason. No, I will never blame them all, but they are one of the reasons why they just stop trying to destroy the club and speak bad about the club and bring down the players. And it's just sometimes they're just a bit too negative, you know. But anyway, this is Ruben. This is Solskjaer on Ruben Amorim's system. The 3-4-3 or 3-box-3, whatever you want to call it. It's horrible to play against when it's done well. If you try to press it high, it's really difficult. The first team I remember doing it properly in our era was Basel against Liverpool in the Champions League a few years back, and you couldn't, and you could just see it. Liverpool were struggling to press them. You almost have to go man to man, follow every run, track everything, and even then it's tough. When it works, it's brilliant, but you do need teams to press you for it to really click. You see that with United now. They tend to win more games when they've got 45% possession rather than 60 to 65% possession. That is, Ollie got that right. I think Ollie, right now, the way he's talking, the way he summarized it, he's got it. He's got it right. Ollie's management style, Ollie's style at United was more Fergie-ish. Ollie allowed the coaches like McKenna and Carrick to coach, and then Ollie would just pick the team. Ollie's style was more man management, was more motivate the players, get my arm around them. He's clearly learned from Fergie, right? Ollie's not there on the coaching ground with the details, and that was probably one of the things that let Ollie down. I feel like he needed to be there more, right? And it seems that Amorim might be the opposite. Amorim is sounding like the opposite. So I don't know, but I think he's got something here. The less possession we have, the likely that we will win the game. Counter press. So big up everybody. Big up everybody. In all, what's that? This is Joshua Xerxes. Yeah, there's news. Samuel Luckhurst saying that there's no chance that Joshua Xerxes is going anywhere this January. So that's it, people. That's it. That is your latest news. There's no game, as we know, on Saturday. We have, what's the next game? It's almost another week away, isn't it? Yeah. So our next game's on the 24th of November. So it's not next week Saturday. It's Wednesday. So next weekend's the 21st. So it's not next weekend. It's the Monday. So yeah. Over a week away. Just to leave you guys with this picture that Ahmad and Heaven drew. I found this funny. Look how Heaven, yeah, has actually made a little bit of an effort. Yeah. Ahmad is taking the piss, bro. Look at that picture of Heaven. My gosh, bro. Man's got no body. All man's got is some arms that are just too long, yeah, and legs. Like, and then he's got stupid guy. Like, Ahmad, bro. Stick to your day job, bro. Play football. Art is not your thing. You weren't good at art or graphics or anything like that in school, bro. Like, that is crazy. Man looks like he's got a mohawk. It looks like he's got a fin, like a fish, on top of his head. Nah, man, and that's supposed to be cornrows. Nah, I'm not taking a piss there, bro. That's all I can say. He's taking a piss. All right, guys. Leave you something silly. What's TK saying? MVP Oz Maniac. He doesn't say much, but when he does, the walls of Jericho shake. Says Mr. Profound Osman. Send it to me. Only that now I speak a lot and I'm always speaking. Constantly. But in real life, I don't speak a lot. I'm usually like one or two sentences, say something profound, and I'm out. Now I got my YouTube channel, my mouth doesn't stop. And my mouth can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. In fact, no, let's not do any Diddy songs. No Diddy. No Diddy. All right then, guys, it's your Friday show. That is it. That's your latest news and talking points. We spoke about Ruben Amorim and the strategy that he has with regards to reflecting and telling players how to improve, managing players, management in general. We spoke about his training. We spoke about the alternative to Amorim, which was apparently Thiago Motta, if you believe that story. Went through some Lenny Euro stats. Spoke about Cheeto coming back into training with the senior squad. Napoli interested in KOBBIE. Kone potentially going out on loan. Once again, touch on the Baleba stuff. Baleba, all the legwork apparently has been done for Baleba, and we're gonna go back. Listen, I'll be so. It'll be so funny, yeah, if come summertime, people, if we get told that we're not in for Baleba. And I can see that happening. It's so this stuff is weird. Anyway, and of course we finished off with the Ollie Gunnar Solskjær quotes. So big up yourself. It's your Friday. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Friday evening. Check out some of the shorts. Check out some of the videos that I'm gonna be uploading that I've already uploaded. We still got a week and a half left of no Premier League football. Jamaica are playing in the World Cup qualifier on, I think, next Wednesday. And if we win, we qualify for the World Cup. And if we do, I'm definitely going to upload some stuff because I'm going to be gassed if my country qualifies for the damn World Cup. Reggae boys again. Imagine the reggae boys in the World Cup again, bringing the life, bringing the vibes, bringing, just bringing it. You know what I'm saying? So big up everybody. TK, my guy, as always. Big up yourself. Osman, Shivs, Turkish, always modding, always keeping everyone in order. Eddie, AP, Sausage Express. Where's Gideon? Gideon didn't come through today. Ivan, big up the chat. Discord is also coming soon. So, I'm trying to pattern up some things as well, guys. So pay attention to that. Big up yourselves. Have a good day. And I will see you guys next time. We are